Yeah, mates! All aboard! Financial freedom awaits. MyTrade proudly presents the Navigator, the newest, easiest, and brightest fundamental tool from MyTrade's renowned research team. Be guided in your investing voyage. Get the best stock picks, sound long-term strategies, and valuable information about the companies that you're buying. Follow the light. The Navigator. Better your tomorrow.
Don't give up just yet. What if there's a tool to help you build those dreams again? Join us on March 9 as MyTrade Roadshow goes to UDENNA and give you tips to better your tomorrow.
So, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, UDENNA colleagues. Thank you for making it to today's MyTrade webinar. As you've probably been reading in the news, the current volatility in the stock market is creating what I believe to be very attractive buying opportunities for investors like us. But we need someone to help us navigate these waters, especially for many of us here who are just dipping their toes into it, interested. They want to find out more. So we need somebody who can help us with this. And attending today's My Trade webinar is definitely a step in the right direction. So let me introduce to you today's My Trade speaker. Marian Barachina, or more popularly or affectionately known as China, is the head of marketing and online sales at MyTrade. But guys, girls, colleagues, don't let her youthful looks deceive you. She is a market veteran, and China knows what she speaks of when she talks about equity markets and stocks. She has a very strong following on social media with several thousand. The last time I checked, it was over 4,000 followers. So a lot of people listen to her for advice. Now, she will help all of us here attending this webinar, to be better stock market investors. So, again, enough of me. Without any further ado, I turn over the floor to you, China. It's yours.
Thank you, Sir Leo. Hello, guys. Hello, UDENNA Group. Thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm actually excited to get to know all of you. So I know we are 22 here right now watching. Can you just give me like thumbs up or like say comments in the in the comment section below present? I want to learn so I can see you and also I can shout out your names. And this opportunity will actually not just bring me an opportunity for you to share what is investing like. I know some of you have already invested in the market, and some of you are probably a little intimidated of what it's like. And I want you to break that knowledge that stock market is intimidating, especially you guys that you are part of a company that is listed in the Philippine Stock Exchange. So just to have an icebreaker, I just want to get to know this 25 people. Just let them know that we are already live. If you can see, you are watching from YouTube. So if you can send the link of that YouTube to your colleagues, yung mga hindi nakapag-register, I know sometimes it can be confusing or it's time consuming. Just send the link so they can watch this, and you can also share this with your family members as well. All right. So, I just want to have a quick shout out lang dun sa mga audience natin today. And I just want to get a feel of who am I talking to right now. Can you tell me in the comment section what is it that you know about investing? Like, do you have a savings account? If it's savings account or mutual fund or insurance, can you type in the comment section below and we will check on what so I can know that what type of examples I can show you. Wag po tayong mahiya. This is a free walang mali, walang tama. I mean, we'll just have a little chit chat, and I just want to get to know my audience as well. All right. If this is the first time while you're doing that, I know there's a little delay in live and going on broadcast. I just want to have a quick background of where what I was doing before I turned myself into this type of industry. I used to be working in a BPO industry for about 8 years, and I've seen a lot of cash flows, meaning yung sweldo mo, ang daming may mga nare-receive ka pero marami kang you don't spend it wisely. And that's when I realized that there is something more to what I'm doing at that moment, until I realized that there is such thing as investing, and you can invest as low as an amount that na maiipon mo in 1 year's time if you're starting. So with that, I attended a stock market seminar of this Catholic community that that started the that particular thing na ni layman's term niya yung stock market. If you have heard of Bo Sanchez, that's when I started knowing about it, and I fell in love with it, and I know that it was a calling for me to go into that industry. So I was working with the uh, if I may consider the biggest oil company in the world at that moment, at that time, during that time. I think ngayon part pa rin siya ng Big Three. I really switched my career because I've seen so much in terms of, wanting to share this knowledge to the fellow Filipino people. We are I just wanna say that kasi nakikita ko there are a lot of victims of, scams, mga get rich quick schemes, and we don't want that to happen. And now, when I started 2009 nine investing, I worked full time in this industry in 2011. So I just want you to know that you don't need to be intimidated with what are we going to learn. Huwag tayong mahiyang mag-comment. So just type in live chat. If you haven't seen the live chat, go in and click. So I would know, what do you know about investing? Meron ba? Some brave souls there. So you can see, I can see kasi ano na yung knowledge natin when it comes to investing. This is probably it's most likely be interactive, but I need your help uh, for it to be interactive. Ayan. So, going once, mahiyain pa rin ba? We are now 37, so please keep on telling your colleagues and your office mates that we are already live, and we're gonna start our talk proper. Ayan, mahiyain ang mga taga-UDENNA group. Wala pang nagko-comment. Sige. So let's see. Mamaya you just type in, so I'll know if you're if okay na siya. I mean, if just don't be shy if you know it's a savings account, if you know about mutual funds, if you know about insurance, if somebody presented to you an insurance presentation, or G Invest, which is, that banks that carries yung percentage ng some percentage of investing. Ayan, yung mga may higher than the usual savings account. Sige. Meron ba? If you haven't seen, this is not in the comment section, but rather in the live chat area. Yan, sa live chat tayo. Okay, so we will now start to with the presentation. Okay, mga mahiyain pa sila. All right. Okay, for our agenda today, we want to teach you and learn stock market in the MyTrade way. First is what is the Filipinos mindset when it comes to investing. Ano ba yung literacy natin when it comes to investing? And second, what is the stock market? Paano ba to nangyayari? What are the things that we need to know in order to start investing in the stock market? And why MyTrade? Why Abacus Securities is the way to go in terms of partnership. And last but not the least is how to start. Ayan. So let's continue. All right, investing in the Philippines. Ito, what do we know about investing growing up? Yan, baka may sumagot na sa comment section. I think nagkakahiyaan lang 'tong mag-start. Sige, what do we know? Like, when we say investing, ano ba yung pumapasok sa isip ng isang Pilipino or a household that grew up here? Sige nga. Nahihiya talaga sila. So, when we were growing up, ang alam natin sa investment is dapat may lupa or may cash sa bangko. These are the investments that we know. Familiar ka ba dito? The types of investments that Pinoys are familiar with is house and lot. Dapat may bahay ka, may farm ka, may lupa ka, tataniman, palaisdaan, also jewelries, kapag may alahas ka, and also savings account. But narinig mo na ba to minsan when we say binili ko kasi dahil investment naman 'yan. When we are buying expensive things like eto nakikita natin, the I it can be a car, it can be a gadget, it can be a cellphone na mamahalin kasi sasabihin natin investment naman 'yan. The wrong notion about this is it's not an investment if it lessens its value over time or tinatawag na depreciation. It's because real investment has characteristics and one of which is dapat nag-appreciate yung value niya. So actually I did research and true enough the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas conducted an investigation of Filipinos financial literacy. And this is by using just three questions. The first one is, which I wanna ask with you, na sana by that time may sumagot na. Ayan, sabi ni Car Cruz 03, yung pagbili ng lupa or bagong appliance. O yun, di ba? Ganun yung mga notion natin. So suppose you have 1,000 pesos. Assuming that prices increase at 10% this year and there is no change in your income, which of the following statements is true about the things that you can buy with 1,000 pesos? Number one, I can buy more goods than last year. So that's one. Number two, I can buy the same amount of goods as last year. Number three, I can buy fewer goods today than last year. Number four, it depends on the types of things that I want to buy. Number five, I do not know. So, sa tingin nyo, ano yung tamang sagot dito? Supposed to be, meron kang 1,000 pesos and assuming that the price increase at walang changes sa income mo. What are the following what statement is true among the five? Talagang mahiyain sila. Hindi pa sila nagchat-chat. Alright. So, the answer is number three. I can buy fewer goods today than last year. And only 55% of the Filipinos that were asked knows about this or what we call inflation. Later on, we will discuss what inflation is. Ito yung this is the main thing that we need to know. Why do we need to invest and not just stock our money in the savings account? Number two, you put 100 pesos in your savings account with a guaranteed annual interest rate of 2%. How much will you be in your account at the end of 1 year? 102 pesos. Number two, 110. Number three, 120. And number four, I do not know. May sasagot ba? And Miss Mercy said number three. Number three, I think yan yung sa unang question. Thank you for answering. Yung mga sasagot, yung mga active na sumagot, we will give away yung mga we will give away yung flip calendar. We will choose. Ayan. Janet says 1. Marty Rivera says 1. Alright, let's see. The answer is 1. So tama si Janet and si Marty. This is 33% of the population that were asked was proven right in their answer. So they know about simple interest and compounding interest. So this will be discussed later on. Kung hindi natin alam, we will be discussing that. And also after 5 years, your account will have one, more than 110. Number two, exactly 110. Number three, less than 120. Number four, impossible to tell from the information given. Or number five, I do not know. So after 5 years, kung sinasabi natin 102 yung answer doon, what will it be after 5 years? Ayan. So may mga sumasagot na. Carl says 4. Mercy says 1. Paulette says 1. Let's see. The answer is 1. 110 pesos. It just goes to show that 32% of the Filipino people that were asked by Bangko Sentral knows about the answer to number 3. And the total answer, that all 3 correct, only 8% of the adults answered all 3 questions correctly. It only goes to show that there is really a big need for us to learn about financial literacy. This is not about, actually, I was told about my mentor before when I was still starting. It's not about the money that is left or yung natitira. It's about the or the receive mo every month. It's how you manage it little by little. And it says here that 75% do not have an investment among the 54 million adult population. And the reason for this is that the first is 66% says no work or not a permanent employee. Number two is says 20% says that it is expensive. So akala nila libo-libo-libong pera ang kailangan mo or milyon bago mag-start sa stock market. 15% says I am not aware. If you happen to know only less than 1% of Filipinos are invested in the stock market. That's how low the financial literacy is when it comes to stock market investing. And we want to, promote good investment literacy or financial literacy among Filipinos. And it's my privilege that one of the companies that we work with, we can share this with their employees. And kayo ngayon, those 59 people that are watching us right now. All right, so what is stock market? Now that we have known or we have figured out why Filipinos are not invested in the market, imagine only less than 1%. And to think that, economy this is one of the indicative figures that we need to know if the economy is growing when people are investing. All right. So what is stock market? This is a form of investing wherein you become part owner of big companies listed in an exchange. So if for example, you then a group Dito Telecom, these are listed companies, and if you want to partner with them, you will buy their shares. And this is one way to know that these are the things that parang nakikipag-partner ka sa big companies versus sa paggawa mo ng sariling burger stand or just buy Jollibee shares. It's comparable in terms of the mindset of partnering with big companies such as this. I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information, so we will just make it as basic as possible. And as you grow, if you will decide to enter in the market with us, we will give you the information like little by little. So it's gonna be this is gonna be very basic to everyone. So there are three wings what investors need to know to jumpstart in investing. First is you have to start with why. This is why if you've seen our video, Better Your Tomorrow, we are talking about dreams. Don't give up your dreams just yet because when we invest, this is because there is an underlying reason for it and we want to build our wealth over time. The If I may share, Better Your Tomorrow for my trade speaks about not only with the tools that you use if you're currently having you already have uh, an account with another broker, but it also talks about the generations to come. Like dapat yung generation mo ngayon will be better and the next generation, and it will keep on improving. Like the 'di ba, we hear our parents say na ayaw naming maranasan nyo yung naranasan namin. That's very, very common to Filipino families. And that is one concept why we have formulated Better Your Tomorrow. That's our battle cry for people, Filipinos, or even other people who wants to invest outside the Philippines, is we want to better their tomorrow by, earning in what they have invested. And starting with that, there is a big reason why we need to know why or we set goals for it. It's because 80% of anything that we do comes with a mindset. Any endeavor should have the proper mental disposition. If you know why you're up to, why are you choosing to invest, you're not gonna be pag may 8-8 na, kapag may 5-5 na, pag dumaan na ang sale, we will be smarter enough to choose what to say yes and where to say no to. Ano yung ibig sabihin nun? Like our everyday frappuccino, yung mga little perks natin, sabihin natin, minsan lang naman. Like when we are buying stuff that na pwede naman na hindi nabilin, our choices, it's because we have to say no to big things, so we to little things, so we can say yes to something that is big. And 80% of it comes with the mindset, and 20% comes in the strategy. There's one person who is very respectable in the industry, and he says that, which is Howard Marks, the biggest investing errors come not from the factors that are informational or analytical, but from those that are psychological. Para saan ka bumabangon? That's why it's very, di ba, naging sikat yung tagline na yun, as para saan ka bumabangon? Para saan ka nag-work? Para saan tong active income na ginagawa mo? It's because you have an underlying dream for your loved ones, for yourself. You don't want to retire na, you have the same state as you were 10 years, 20 years ago. And the goal, when you make it, it should be smart. When you say smart, it should be specific. Gusto ko magkabahay in X number of years. Gusto ko magkakotse in X number of years. Measurable. You have to know the value of what you want to have, yung goal mo, and it has to be actionable. Magkano ba yung pwede mong itabi? And is savings enough? Mamaya alamin natin. R is, it should be relevant. It should be relevant in terms of your lifestyle, in terms of, this position in life, what you want to achieve and what you want to become. And it should be time bound. Kailangan yung dream or goal mo has a time, or else it's just a dream. It you just hope for it to happen. 'Di ba? Meron ka bang nalimutan mo ng pangarap, and na-realize mo, oh, gusto ko magpapayat, and I mean 10 kilos or 5 kilos down my weight. But have I ever tried to put like an objective in how many days, in how many months? And sometimes kapag nawawala yung essence of time, or yung quantifiable yung measurement na yun, nagkakaroon ng parang prolonged yung ending ng ating goal. And that's what we don't want to happen. Okay, that's the first one. Second is, ito na yung sinasabi ko, savings is not investing. Because savings is not enough. Why? When we put our money in the savings account, we only have 1%. Tama. We only have 1% na earnings. Meron pa yung tinatawag na withholding tax. So if you are investing 1,000 per month, kunyari magtatabi ka 1,000 per month, in the span of 1 year, you'll have 12,000. In a year's time, makikita ba yung difference? Kasi there is the main reason why we invest and not save is because we want to beat inflation. Grabe, ito ang napakaraming meme ngayon sa social media. Ang gasolina. And that's number one, number one reference kung tataas ba ang inflation or hindi. Nakita mo yan. Take me somewhere expensive. Doon na sila nag-date sa gasolinahan, because that is actually one of the factors that contributes high inflation, yung pagtaas ng bilihin. So what is inflation? This is a general increase in prices, and lessening the value or purchasing value of money. Magkano na lang yung mabibili mo sa 1,000? Saan makakarating ang 1,000 pesos mo? That's inflation. And yung 1,000 mo na pang gasolina dati na nakakarating na sa ganitong number of days para in and out sa opisina, ngayon mas mababa na. And pretty much mag-extend yan sa pamasahe and all. So this is how we beat inflation. Yan, lakihan natin ng konti ito. So ito yung sinasabi ko na in years time, yung inipon mo sa savings account mo has already beaten by inflation. Para kang ninanakawan ng hindi mo alam ng legal. It's because umaakit yung presyo ng bilihin. And ang pagtaas naman sa savings account, kung halimbawa skeptical ka and you just want to, put your money underneath your bed, nabawasan siya ng 18% after 5 years. Nabawasan na siya ng 32.3% in the last 10 years. Nabawasan na siya ng 67% after 15 years. And baka wala nang halaga yan on the coming years pa. And that's the main reason why we are insisting for people to invest, not because, you know, um in the event of the in the side of the business, but you really need to. There's no option for us but to invest, or else mananakawan tayo ng time. There are, if there's one thing na commodity na parehas ang spending power ng mahirap at mayaman, it's time. We only have 24 hours, regardless of, kasing yaman pa ni Sir Leo, or, parang ako lang, ganyan. We only, all of us have 24 hours in a day. And that, hindi yung percentage dito yung hinahabol mo. It's the time that is being spent, and tapos wala tayong mapapala, or wala tayong mapapala dun sa time na spend na hindi na natin mababalik yun. That's why it's really important to outsmart time and beat it in a manner of investing. Kanina na pinakita ko sa inyo the investing versus savings. So, ang savings kasi, it follows the simple interest, wherein when you put your money in a savings account, you will only earn 1% yearly. Versus dun sa compound interest, when you are investing, you are activating the eighth wonder of the world. Umiikot yan na umiikot. It's like a snowball effect. Marami yung, yung naging capital mo, tumubo na yan, yun na yung magiging capital mo on the long run. Para siyang, yung the snowball, sinasabi nating snowball is, nagsisimula siya sa maliit. If you have, si Olaf. Tapos, binibilog sila, lumalaki sila ng lumalaki. That's the illustration of what compound interest is. And yun yung magiging passive income mo, and where your money works for you while you sleep. Sabihin natin, wala naman akong pang-capital dyan, kulang pa nga yung sinusweldo ko kada buwan. And I know, sabi nga nila, di ba, sa lahat, if gusto, may paraan. If ayaw, may dahilan. And what I can show you today is, if you start at 1,000 pesos per month, or you save, you will save 1,000, and sabihin na natin, after a year, you have 12,000 pesos as starting capital. Malaki ba or maliit? So, yung 1,000 na yon, someone is skeptical, sabi niya, ay, ayoko makinig kay China. So, hindi ko pa rin siya ilalagay sa stock market. Yung isa nakinig, siguro si Janet nakinig siya, nilagay niya sa stock market. Makikita natin dito, there are 3 lines here. And in these 3 lines, you will see that, ayan, yung on the year 0 or starting, yung red line is about yung inflation na nilalabanan natin. And that particular gold line is our savings account. So, yung mga hindi naniwala sa mag-invest, on the 5th year, yung 12,000 nila, nasa 12,600. While people who tried, because this is based on the percentage that the average earnings of a stock market in those years, 5, 10, 15, and 20. So, yung 12,600 versus 13,152 nung anong year na to? 10th year. 18,000 na yung 12,000 mo. And it can reach as high as 75,000 sa sinimulan mong 12,000 pesos. This is an illustration to let you know that you can start small in the stock market. And the only thing that you need is your starting capital and your patience, because there are a lot of people, yun nga, yung gusto niyong get rich quick. Kapag easily, pag magmadali mo nga naman daw nakuha, mabilis ding mawawala. So, it's something that you have to take note of. If it's too good to be true, then probably it's too good to be true. So, stop na natin yung ganong notion na, yung mga scams and all. It is still possible, but, do it in the right way. And I want to emphasize here the inflation and the gap of the inflation versus the investment. Why is savings not equal to investing is simply can be explained by these 3 lines. Ito yung binibit mo, yung red line. And it didn't even reach like close enough to inflation. Kaya yung savings account, is it worth it? Ikaw na magsasabi niyan. Right. Number 3, the rule of 72. This is to emphasize yung value ng investing and the value of savings. The rule of 72 is that it will say how long will it take you to double your money. This is what you use to gauge your investment goals. Like for example, let's go back to the basic. If you have 1% in your savings account, and sabi na sa rule of 72 is 72 divided by the rate of return is equal the number of years that you have to wait for it. So if you are your money is still in savings account, 72 divided by 1, it's 1%, diba? Is equal to 72. Are you willing to wait for 72 years to double your money? Of course not. Kung 20 years old ka ngayon, after 72 years, ilang taon ka na? And the higher the rate of return, the lesser you will wait. Kaya we want to weigh balansehin natin yung get rich quick na dream ng lahat ng tao and also yung the right way of doing it in a lesser time. That's why if you will see here 12%, if you have a rate of return of 12%, you'll double your money in 6 years. 10%, there is a recent scandal or scam that I heard on TV. 25% daw per month. Oh my God, that's really high. And it's something that, sana wag tayong sana hindi kayo nabiktima and sana hindi tayo mabiktima. Those things are really huge. And when it comes to risk and return, the higher the return, also the higher the risk. One of yung owner ng Angel's Pizza, when I interviewed him, he's also the owner of Figaro. Sinabi niya doon na people only tend to know what's in it for them, yung percentage ng kailangan nila na makikitain nila, hindi rin nila tinitignan na equivalent doon ay risk din. That's why don't indulge yourself if it's too high, like 25%. This is really not, it's not for long term. Hindi yan parang something na pinapakasalan. Ganyan. All right, let's see. So, also when it comes to investing, I just want to share with you that you have to be mindful of what first is your investment cost. If you are into insurance, there's nothing wrong about it, but just mind you, mutual funds and insurance have higher cost than the stock market. So what I'm trying to say is, do not be heavily invested in one particular investment. Make sure that you weigh in your cost, ano ba yung pinakabatipid, and also to share with you, stock market has the least when it comes to cost. Imagine in your investment of 8,000 and below, you're just paying 20 pesos per investment. Just 20 pesos. When you are investing in insurance and mutual funds, meron yang percentage ng agent, merong hindi ko nasasabihin kasi baka manlumo kayo. But I know all these things because I also work for an insurance company. Meron pa yung top load, front load, at kung ano-ano pang load at may pre-termination pa yan. Stock market doesn't have a pre-termination. If you want to withdraw, you can withdraw after 3 days. And what's good is that if you invest with MyTrade, you sell the stocks today, you can get the funds tomorrow. It's as good as your savings account. So, second is, yun nga, yung risk appetite. Remember that whatever your risk that is quantifiable. Yung dapat yan yung i-quantify mo more than your potential gain because risk is already present. Sabi nga nila, yun yung shadow ng gain mo. If you can earn as much as 25%, it can also, lose 50% immediately. So make sure that you know your risk appetite. Actually, I will share with you a risk appetite assessment. Teka, dahil I can send you this. This is a risk profile test that we have in MyTrade. You can copy here in the comment section, or I'll put it here on screen. If you want to know your risk appetite, just type in bit.ly/MyTrade risk profile test, so you can check your profile, risk profile kung hindi mo alam pa yung risk profile mo. So, so far so good. Are you following me? Ayan. I hope hindi pa kayo natutulog siesta time ngayon. Or yung iba siguro pauwi na. So we will just make this quick. But we will make it informative as possible. All right. So going back. So be mindful of your cost and also your risk appetite. All right. Now that we have figured out those things, the things that we need to know how when to start when starting investing in the stock market. The next section is how the stock market works. Paano nga ba to gumagana? All right. So it works like this. You have one exchange. Here in the Philippines, we only have one exchange, which is the Philippine Stock Exchange. And Philippine Stock Exchange is the one handling all the listed companies in the market, around 265. So anyone can buy and sell shares of a stock listed in the Philippine Stock Exchange with their chosen brokerage. Kami, si MyTrade is actually part of Abacus Securities, one of the top 10 in the industry. Yan, kami one of the 125 brokerages. And among of this, 33 are online. Ano ba yung naging significance ng online trading versus dun sa traditional trading? Dito na pumapasok yung mas maliit na capital na kakailanganin mo, and also you are visual in terms of your trading. Hindi mo na kailangan tumawag ng client ng broker to post your orders. So ikaw na mismo ang pumipindot sa sarili mong phone or sa sarili mong laptop when it comes to investing. And last but not the least are the individual investors or the corporate investors, wherein they are buying and selling the shares in and out. Ayan. So let's dig in further. What is a stock or a share? Kung yun yung holistic view of stock market. So you are, di ba sabi natin, partnering with big companies a while ago. And how will you partner with them? Hindi naman pwedeng sa akin na lang tong bintana na to, akin na lang yung picture frame. Hindi pwedeng ganoon. So what they represent is a share or a stock. This is the security that represents the ownership of the company. Like if you are a member of UDENNA and you want to be part of it, you can buy the shares and you're also part owner of it. I have this mentality before pag may mga bills na, magbabayad na naman ako sa Meralco, magbabayad na naman ako sa PLDT. But you know the change when I started investing in Meralco, I was diligent and I was happy and I'm excited to pay my bills because I know I'm part owner of these companies. And that's what we want to change, to want to switch. This is not something that actually is for us, it's actually for you. So the stock or shares, the representation of a fraction that is, ownership of the company. At paano ba yan nag-gauge? Ano ba yung nagsasabi sa market kung maganda ba to or pangit? That's what we call the Philippine Stock Exchange or the index. This is the basket. Ito yung monitoring natin, yung threshold natin. Ano ba yung performance ng market? This is the basket of 30 largest stocks in the Philippine Stock Exchange. Yan, nearly yung mga malalaki na meron kasing certain threshold or categories para ipasok ni PSE as part of the index. And there are sizes ng stocks. So there are what we call the first liner, which is most likely the part of the index. There is what you call the second liner, ito yung mga medium-sized companies. And the third liners are the micro cap or yung mga less than 5 billion in terms of cap size. This is just to explain. You don't need to remember everything. You will actually learn from all of this as you try to invest. Ayan. So, there are listed companies. At listed companies na yan, nagsisimula, yung starting point nila is what we call the initial public offering sa IPO. IPO is what what the listed companies use to raise their capital. So, instead of having a debt or by issuing bonds, they're gonna be issuing shares to the investing public. At ang objective nila is either to pay debt or to have an expansion. All right. So how it works, let me dig in further. This is us. This is the brokerage. The one in the middle. Let's see if I can have a pointer here. Ayan, kita niyo ba? Ayan, okay. So this is the broker, this is us. We are the middlemen. So we are the ones engaging with the stock exchange. This time it's PSE. They are the supervisor, and they are making sure that the broker is practicing good and fair treatment against amongst its investors. Ayan. And also the listed company. So he's the PSE is the supervisor. Ayan. The commodity, yung parang bigas natin or tubig, is the listed companies or yung mga 265 na yun. And also, ito yung dreamers. The dreamers or the investors or shareholder or stockholder. Ito yung pinoprotektahan ni Philippine Stock Exchange. So, in terms of security, yung iba, di ba, parang ang daming scheme, ang taas ng earnings, pero hindi naman pala, wala palang regulatory. In terms of stock market, we have three, at least, regulators. One is the Philippine Stock Exchange, making sure that there's a fair treatment. And also the stock there's what we call the SEC or Securities and Exchange Commission. Meron din tayong tinatawag na CMIC who are the protector of investors. Ayan. Ang mga brokerages, they have different types. They have foreign and local and also online or traditional. This is the marketplace where investors can buy or sell shares of the listed companies. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Leo, there are 4 companies that is listed in the market for UDENNA Group. And if I am you, I'll be proud. This is Phoenix, Chelsea, PHR Resorts, and Dito CMP. Yan. Sige, next. Alright. So, how do you earn? Ito nga yung pinakamagandang topic. Oo nga naman. How will you earn in the stock market? By means of 2 things. One is to buy it at low price and sell it at a higher price. And number 2 is dividends. Like if you are invested with how many shares, you'll be provided with a percentage based on your holdings. Okay, so price appreciation and dividends. Dividend comes in 2 forms. It's either additional shares or additional cash. Yan. I don't know if you're familiar that way back then, PLDT gives out dividends sa check yon mini-mail sa mga bahay ninyo, if you can remember that. Baka yung iba bata pa din. So, hindi na na-experience yon. But that was way back, I think, 1990s to early 2000 that you will receive a check na about with the dividends ng either Meralco or PLDT. Ayan. All right. So next week, ito yung nasa upper right. This is an example of our report. We published, this is a part of the sample of price appreciation, wherein on August 12, we released a report to buy the DMCI holdings at 5.88 per share. The target of MyTrade back then was 6.7 per share. And that price on September 6 hit, so August 12, no, less than a month, the price went up to 6.72 per share. So those are the things na nasasabi natin. Kung may puhunan ka, let's say 10,000 pesos, if it's 5.88 per share, ibig sabihin yan, meron kang 10,000 divided by 5.88, yun yung number of shares na pwede mong i-invest doon. And tignan mo yung magiging kita mo. So let's do a little math. Straight up lang to, wala ng cost. So if we have 10,000 pesos divided by 5.88, meron tayong 1,700 shares of DMCI on August 12. So yung 1,700 na yon, if ang price is 6.72 nung September 6, so we will multiply 6.72. So yung 10,000 mo, less than a month, naging 11,428. Eh, hindi lang isa yung i-investan mo. So, this is how you earn in the stock market, right? Are you following me? You can put comments. This is not like Zoom that you're muted. You feel free to put comments in. Okay. So, paano ba natin to binibili? So, the stocks or the shares comes into packaging. So, para yung what we call the board lot. This is the parang tray per tray, parang egg or per pack. Alright. Board lot or bundles will depend on its share price. So yung mga price na cents will range from 1 million in packaging to 10,000 in packaging. Right? When it comes to 50 cents na to 4.99, 1,000 pesos. You don't have to memorize all these things. This is included in the platform. You will just put, nakikita mo doon sa isang column lot size. Kita mo na kung ilan ba. Ito yung increments. Tuwing ano ba yung kailangan mong bilhin. So, for example, kanina, DMCI, if it's 5.88, saan siya magpo-fall? Under 5 pesos to 49 pesos. Ibig sabihin, when you buy it in bundles, per hundreds. Ayan. So, pag nagba-budget ka, ito na yung gagamitin mo, yung board that. Ilan ba yung ilan ba yung pwede mong, ilan ba yung pwede mong bilhin out of your money in accordance to your budget. Yan, dahil nga may board lot. Alright. Next is, if pinakamahal, one of the most expensive stock per share price is actually PLDT. Nasa libo na siya. So, if it's 1,000 and up, 5 shares na lang. Alright. So, kailan ka ba pwedeng bumili ng shares? Okay, hindi po yan 24/7 na parang Bitcoin. So, on Friday, it is open from Mondays to Fridays. Makikita natin it's 9 a.m. It's pre-open hanggang 3 p.m. na yung market. So, there is a 1 hour break from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. It used to be 1.5. So, para mas maaga yung tapos, hindi na 3:30, it's 3 o'clock na. It's only 1 hour break. Nung mga pandemic days, yung kahiti ka ng pandemic, market was only at 1 p.m. Alright. So, I hope you're getting all of these things. I hope you're not hindi kayo info overload. Okay, question from Sir Leo. So, it's the price range that determines the board lot size. Yes. Yeah. Tama. Alright. Next. So, important reminders. Some important reminders. Ito yung kailangan yung baunin when it comes to market. First is, market is cyclical in nature. There are really seasons. So, and dahil it is cyclical, there are seasons that can be triggered by emotions. Yan, para siyang roller coaster ride, para siyang whirlwind romance. Ganyan. So, if there will be seasons of where people are really optimistic, market is good, then that's what you call the bull market. It usually runs from 5 to 7 years. Pero lately, we had the longest bull run at 10 years peak. Ayan. And there is what you call the bear market. Kaya bear kasi pababa. When the bears attack, pababa. When the bulls attack, pataas. That's why it's bear and bull. So, they usually last from 2 to 5 years. A very bad bear market longest is 5 years. Alright. Ano ba yung connection nito sa atin? Well, it's because market or trading also comes with emotion. And yung emotion na yon nakikita sa presyo ng merkado. And that's why it is very important to know that during these times of bull market, people are so optimistic, really thrilled, merong euphoric stage na lahat na lang ng bilhin mo tataas. It's funny because a lot of mga gurus sa market, ang daming nagsulputan during the bull market, itong 2009 hanggang 2018. Kasi they have not experienced the bear market cycle. And, even me, which is already 10 years in the market, has just experienced bear market just now. And, during this times, ang dami naging guro kasi lahat naman ng bilhin mo umaakyat. And you will think that you are very, invincible na when it comes to investing during these times. And just to point out, I'll just show you. just to point out, dito sa stage na to, wherein everything that you'll buy, you buy it in the open, it will go up in the closing. Ganon kaganda yung market during that time. And everyone is thrilled na parang lahat tama. But this is where it's, the highest risk of losing. Kaya sabi ni Warren Buffett, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when everyone is, optimistic. And during these times, pag nag-peak na yan, and market starts to go down, there will be anxiety, denial, fear. Hindi ko kayo tinatakot. This is just something that you have to know, because when you know it, you know that it's just a cycle, just like life. It's just a season. Na sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. And there will be instances in where, when you know all of these things, you know the emotional cycle of investing, you know how to react, you know when to sell, you know when to, put your profits, and keep your profits and put them somewhere. And that's where MyTrade comes in to guide you. That's why diversification is really something that we practice in terms of investment. Kasi kapag diversified ka, this one can be minimized, but there's still fear, especially in pandemic, di ba? Hindi natin alam what's gonna happen next, and then this upcoming war. But we have seen studies that, it's never permanent. Nothing is permanent. Walang forever. Hindi yan hugot, ah. It's just a matter of life. That because life comes in season. Ayan. And the biggest thing that we can learn from this is to stay grounded in the bull market. Like, kapag meron ka ng profit at na-hit na yung target, okay ka na dun. Benta ka na. And if you are in a bull market, naabutan mo, I mean, in the bear market, you stick around during the bear market because you know that this is not forever. Alam natin na there will come a time wherein you can step back and rise again. And that's when, you will, mahirap yan, easier said than done. But that's why there should have a proper partnership when it comes to your broker and with you. All right. So ito na, why MyTrade?
Abacus Securities was the first corporation we founded, almost exactly 25 years ago. Abacus started out with a focus on research, and we want to be able to share this avenue or this strength that we have to all the customers that sign up with us.
Our research group provides concise and relevant information to our clients.
We believe that our research is ahead of the curve. We believe that our research capability will give investors an edge.
Of course, what comes together with it is customer service. Your phone calls get answered, your emails get answered.
We provided different or various ways for them to contact our customer relations group.
We have invested and we are going to continue to invest in both technology and in people so that we will be able to offer the best customer service. There are more than 30 providers of online trading services in the country today.
Online trading is the way because then you can access the market at your own time. MyTrade provides the best technological approach towards mobile and internet investing. We want to make investing not only profitable, but also fun, not stressful.
The strength of our platform is technology. It offers a lot more features to investors so that they can really invest properly. We believe that MyTrade offers investors the best platform out there in the market today. More reliable than our competition. We would like to invite the general investing public to try out the newest online trading platform available in the market today. See for yourself what MyTrade is all about. Make the switch to MyTrade.
All right.
Abacus Securities was the first corporation.
So
Abacus
as mentioned,
investing.
teka lang ha, pause ko lang. Alright, so as mentioned a while ago, we are investing in infrastructure that will make our investors tools easier to navigate. And there are we've been in the industry for 30 years, 30 years of dedication with a timely and relevant investment coaching environment. We believe in the customer first culture. And since inception, we are actually 99.9% uptime. And this is we're really proud of this because a lot has, have gone down, or yung mga system downtime, ang dami talaga. And we were awarded as the most innovative online broker in 2021. So among others, kaya ka naman nag-iinvest is because you want to earn. And a while ago, you have seen Sir Nicky Franco. He is the head of research. He's the face behind this proven track record of our picks. So yung stock picks namin, if you will compare it to the benchmark or the threshold, it's versus 69%. We're 114% up in 10 years time in when it comes to recommendation, and that's where we give you the proper alignment when where to invest properly. And makikita mo naman malayo na yung, if you have invested in, you have beaten the inflation kung sa index ka magre-rely, and more than that, you will earn more if you rely on a good partner. Okay, so what do we offer? All right, we offer a regular trading account. Pero yan, bago pala yan, ito muna, yung pang newbies. So sa mga newbie, we know that it's really hard, I mean, I've seen people. This is also my. This is also what happened to me before. I've attended a lot of seminars. I've read books, but still, I'm confused where to start, how to navigate things. So we have developed what we call the MyTrade Affordable Retirement Guide, or what we call Marge, wherein investing is easy as receiving a playlist. So we will give you a set of stocks, and we will tell you if it's on play, if it's on pause, if it's on stop. This is as this has a starting capital of only 5,000 pesos. Wala kang babayarang entrance fee or whatever. The 5,000 is actually your wallet na, your cash to invest. But syempre, ang ika-capital mo dyan is what kind of future do you want to build for yourself? Kung 5,000 lang ba yung inaalat mo sa future mo. But it's already good to start with. And the time horizon of this is 3 to 5 years in horizon. This is sobrang simple to follow. All you need to do is to read what you receive on a monthly basis. This coverage is actually what we call this is our 2022 cover. So every month nagbabago yan per season. The skills requirement is really low. Even newbies can do it. And also, there are no added fees. Some are actually subscribing as low as 500 pesos per month to 2,500. Meron pa nga 25,000, crazy, per month. But this one, there are no there are no membership fee. There are no added fees. But you will receive the simplified playlist that will give you a concentrated portfolio. All right. So, para kanino ba itong si Marge? Marge can be given to those already invested, even sa other brokerage. Meron ka ng investment na, this is to diversify your strategy. Yung 20% na sinasabi natin kanina. Because if you have Marge, wala ka ng ibang iisipan, just follow the playlist. Hindi mo naiisipan yung kung ano-ano pang stocks, kung ano-ano pang balita. Basta kung ano yung nasa Marge, follow mo lang. That's why it's concentrated. Now, if you want to have yung gusto mong matuto sa market on how to trade, this is what we offer, the regular trading account. By the way, walang limit, so you can have both accounts depending on your risk profile. Kanina, if you answer the risk profile test, we will tell you kung pang Marge ka ba, pang regular account ka ba, or pang both ka ba. Alright, so this one has high IPO allocation. This is rate. Ibig sabihin, kapag merong mga offers or IPO, mahirap makuha yan sa ibang broker. Pero in MyTrade, since we have an investment house, it's easier for you to be allocated. Mataas yung chances nyo to have a good allocation when it comes to IPOs. We have 0.9% uptime are available in mobile, iPad, and you can have an access to our expert. Diretso yan via our Facebook group na exclusive lang para sa ating mga MyTrade subscribers. And the starting capital is only 10,000 pesos. May questions si Sir Leo? Yes. Actually, we encourage that kung if you are pwede nating ilagay yan in your kunyari, you have your payroll bank account. Pwede ka nang mag-allot para hindi mo na siya isipin because you can enroll us like bills payment. Alright. So how to start? Starting capital 10,000. Your requirement are two valid IDs. Actually, one primary and one secondary. Your UDENNA company ID will do as a secondary ID. You have to have TIN, of course. You know, ano naman na yan kasi you're an employee na. And the billing statement. This is any na nagpo-proof na yun yung address nyo. It doesn't have to be under your name. Pwede yung, basta yung address nyo lang that is gonna be same as your residential address in your application form. Ayan. So it's just that, and then after which, meron kaming link that we can provide to you. Everything is online. So as early as now, you can actually click the link. We actually prepared the QR code here para makapag-start na kayo in your registration. Yan. So we hope that you start your journey with MyTrade. And I want to share with you this last quote from Warren Buffett. He's considered as one of the genius in terms of stock market investing. He said that the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Ibig sabihin, they are picky, they are taking things as a grain of salt. Yung mga simpleng ang inspiration ko or ang iniisip ko is instead of getting loans, we will have this amount that we keep kahit gaano kaliit pa yan and open yung savings nyo, yung allotment ng savings nyo, i-open nyo ng para makapag-start na kayo to invest. And we will handhold you in terms of, account opening to starting. And I hope you start your journey with us. And with that, thank you so much. And I'll give you... Meron bang closing? Hindi ba si Leo? Yeah, so I will now open the floor for questions. So I will now open the floor for questions. Okay,
That was an excellent that was an excellent presentation. I just wish para we had more time. That was an excellent. Given that, is there? Can you at the end of this presentation can you give us your contact details? I'm sure it's a lot of information. My colleagues are trying to digest it. There will be a lot of questions. Probably not now, but I guess in the next few days, as they process and digest your great presentation, maybe you can parang you can give it. Maybe you can share it with HR so that our colleagues can get in touch with HR to make the process easier when they open their accounts.
All right. We will have someone with that will connect Miss Janet and Miss Odes, the HR people to for the smooth in terms of account opening. So, yeah, remove natin. Nagfi-feedback kasi yung YouTube. All right. So, we'll make sure that someone is in contact. But what I want you to have is this, like the QR code for the is this the brochure? Yeah, so you can check the brochure here and we also have I'll put a link. I don't know if it's here. But we'll leave a brochure in the so they can send to you the details for that. And yeah, so we'll let you know. But you can put in the comment section if you have any questions right now. Don't be shy. Hindi kayo gagradean dun sa questions nyo. We'll have like a 5 minute probably for questions for the audience that we have. Come on, you guys, huwag kayo mahiya. I can answer any questions that you have right now. Yan. So for your kids, if you have like kids and you want to open an account for them, that's what you call the interest for, or the ITF. Can have one legal guardian or a parent. What we need additional information is the birth certificate. So when it comes to at the age of 18, you'll be it will turn it's either you're gonna be uh, part co-owners with your child, or it will be his solo na niya. So you have the option to do that. So that's what you call the entrust for. And if you open an account, every details or every information is just be to be uploaded sa URL. So no need to send, just upload everything. So wala na ba? Going once? Going twice? Ayan. So, should I close this, Leo? Or are you gonna have closing to your
Mhm.
files? Ayan. So, should I close this, Leo? Or you have closing remarks?
Well, ako, I just want to thank you, and Gina, thank you for the. Oh, ah,
I think yung YouTube yun. Kasi may delay siya.
opportunity for this. Nag-feedback.
Oh, nag-feedback. We have to close
So
YouTube.
there, just great opportunity. I'm sure there will be more questions that will come in. Mm-mm.
Oh, sige. I know na. Sige, I'll close this na, Leo. All right. So, if you have questions, if you like what you see, I hope that you follow us on YouTube. We have a lot of talks there. We know that if you still want, if you want to see the the presentation of Sir Eric and the interview that I had with him, you can go ahead check touch base. We also have Wink What Investors Needs to Know, and I hope that we have provided something for you this afternoon. And start with small things, start a little, and it will go a long way. And that's it. I hope that I've shared something with you. And thank you so much, guys. Good afternoon.